Good morning, everybody. Dawn McGee, your nutrition coach here. And it is January 23rd. We are talking about SMART goals all month. And today, from our Eat, Move, and Recharge triangle, we are talking about eating. So I've got a story for you guys. I was working with a client who wanted to ditch her sugar addiction. She said, Dawn, it is ruining my life. I have to get rid of the sugar. And that is my goal for the year. And I said, well, that is a great end goal to have. What does that really look like? What does it mean? How do we create steps to get you there? Because if we simply say, I'm not going to eat any more sugar, and we don't have any way to get there, and we don't have any way to measure it, and we don't have any way to make it a habit, then we're probably on a path to failure instead of success. Every time we talk about adding a new skill, we talk about 4 steps. Number 1 is to assess it. Where are we? Where do we need to get to? How are we going to get there? Step 2 is measuring it. How are we going to measure that we're going to be successful, that we're making progress, that we're not making progress, because nothing is ever a straight line forward, right? Number 3, how do we keep enough variety in so that we are not pulling our hair out and making ourselves crazy midway through, which leads us directly to number 4 step, which is making it a habit. So let's talk a little bit about the beginning of that and how we would approach not having sugar. So I said to my client, all right, I applaud that goal. I think reducing your sugar intake is fabulous. Let's take it one step at a time, right? Where are you today? How many sugary snacks do you have? What kind of a place does it have in your daily life? So we took a look at that. She said, oh, well, it wasn't really as bad as she thought it was. And, it's mostly dessert at the end of the day. Has a little emotional eating component too, right? And so we took a look at that and said, all right, so let's figure out a way to start reducing the sugar intake at the end of the day. And that's where we started. So we're starting with one thing at a time, because there's an old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So first we started taking a look at the sugary snacks in the evening. If there's an emotional trigger to that, then we would talk about that and how we shift our mindset to make that a little bit more palatable. In this case, it was tied to relaxing end of the day, right? We said, oh, we made it through the day. It was a tough day. I'm going to reward myself with a little bit of ice cream. Well, food rewards are okay, but if we're always using food as a reward, then we may not get to our health goals. So we replace the yay, I made it through the day with a non-food activity, going out and walking with the dogs, taking a nice leisurely walk. That is positive in many ways. Number 1, it reduces the reliance on sugar, and number 2, it gets you outside, fresh air, exercise, moving, all of those wonderful endorphins in your brain. All sorts of good stuff going on there. And then what we did to reduce the sugar even further is we had treats that were sweet, but not necessarily loaded with refined sugar. So what do you have for options? And of course, everything is personal taste, but some of the things that we chose were taking a chocolate protein powder, turn that into a pudding. Instead of mixing it with the amount of water that you normally would, mix it with a little bit less until it's a pudding consistency. And you've got chocolate pudding. That's delicious. You can sprinkle that with some, just a few, not full chocolate chips, some really high quality dark chocolate chips makes it delicious. You can sprinkle that with some blueberries or sliced strawberries or other fruit that you have on hand. And it is a delicious dessert. So that's one way to do it. So there's where I will leave you for today. I would love to hear from you. Where where are you struggling, and how can you turn that around? How can you flip your mindset, change the story, change what you eat so that you're putting really great stuff into your body? I should add the measurement piece for my client. She was looking to have 1 to 2 treats per week instead of one every night. So until next week, I will leave you with that thought about how you can make some meaningful changes in your life, and I'd love for you to share them with me. Join me in my group, Never Diet Again, to continue the conversation there. It is on Facebook. And until next week, what I hope for you, as always, is that you live a life you love without being hungry, feeling deprived, or giving up your glass of wine with dinner. Until next time.